Hello, everyone. My name is Monica Kisnes, and I am a member of the Lithuanian American Business Association in Los Angeles, also a founder of Leos and Kisnes Realty. I wanted to take a minute to say a few words to reflect on the war in Ukraine. Hopefully, both sides come to a resolution to end this war and restore peace in the world. The purpose of this meeting today is to discuss the export and business growth opportunities, the global access and other programs at the UCLA Anderson School of Management have to offer. Also learn about its benefits and insights on how to prepare a new market entry plan with financial projections and become successful. I'd like to encourage everyone today to have an open discussion and engage in the conversation. You can also post questions in the chat and we'll review them at the end of our meeting. I would like to introduce Eleonora Jonušienė, a co-founder of the Lithuanian American Business Association in Los Angeles. Current position, Director of UX Design and Research at MUFG Union Bank. Prior, over 20 years experience with brands like Warner Bros, Kenya, H&M, Philip Morris International. She also holds MBAs from School of Stockholm Economics in Sweden. Welcome, Eleonora.
Thank you, everyone. Good evening, everyone in Lithuania and Europe, and good morning, everyone in the United States. It's a great pleasure to welcome everyone to this Export Club presentation focusing on US market and entrance opportunities. This great effort is a reflection of collaboration and partnership between partners such as Enterprise Lithuania, Lithuanian Consulate in Los Angeles, American Chamber of Commerce, Litfood, and UCLA Anderson School of Management. Labala is a nonprofit independent Lithuanian association and open to all professionals motivated to create, to share, innovate, build ideas, and build bridges between US and Lithuania to streamline exchange of ideas and creating possibilities for partnership. In 2018, Labala, together with Lithuanian Commerce Attaché in United States, started the partnership with UCLA Anderson School of Management Executive MBA program to provide platform to Lithuanian companies for the export possibilities, knowledge exchange, and promoting Lithuania and its brands in the world. First UCLA GAP program alumni, Novameta, Vikeda, NFQLT, and SBA Furniture were the first Lithuanian companies to participate in the program and appear on the international export map. Since then, we have Lithuanian companies participating every year, and I know that this year will be no exception. Lithuania has great brands and services to share with US consumers. This year, we continue our great partnership with our new commerce attaché in the United States, Mantas Zamžickas, who brings outstanding drive, energy, and collaboration to help LT brands with export opportunities. With that, I would like to pass the word to Mantas.
Hello, everyone. Good evening, Lithuania. Good evening, Europe. Thank you, Eleonora, for great words. And yeah, my role here is to support Lithuanian companies who wants to expand their business to United States, and we are here to assist you. I'm very lucky that I'm not alone in the United States, and professionals like Labala and other professionals in the United States, Lithuanian professionals, are ready to help you and assist you with this not easy journey and an adventure in the United States. And it's really important to understand that if you're not ready to invest a time and a lot of finance in this adventure, it's going to be a very challenging adventure. So the programs like UCLA GAP is ready to assist you. Our colleagues in Washington, D.C., in Chicago, in New York, and all Lithuanian professionals are ready to assist you, to advise you. So please do not hesitate. If you have any questions, please contact us. Let us know about your challenges, about your expectations in the United States. And we're ready to provide you with some advices. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Chelsea Goosens, which is UCL Director and responsible for international partnerships.
Thank you. It's such an honor to be speaking with you and to share a little bit more about our Global Access Program here at UCLA Anderson. We work with our MBA students to provide them with opportunities to apply their core learnings. And so today I'll walk you through what our program is, the research and work that the students do, and how they can be of service to companies like yours as they enter the US market. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and get started with my presentation here. The program itself does serve as our students' master's thesis project. So this is their way of demonstrating that they have learned the knowledge of their core courses like marketing, finance, data and decisions while they've spent their time at UCLA Anderson in their first 2 years. In order to show us that, once upon a time, we decided the best way to do that as a business school was to have them work with real world businesses. And what better way to do that than to help businesses enter the US market? And so we have the students form teams of 5. So each company works with a team of 5 students for a 6-month program. The GAP program runs from June to December. And during that time, the students conduct extensive secondary and primary market research, equating to the tune of about 2,000 hours over the course of that 6 months, with the final goal being a strategic business plan and a final presentation. And I'll talk more about both of those deliverables in just a minute here. But zooming out for a moment to talk about the university and our business school as a whole. Our GAP students are part of our fully employed MBA program here at Anderson. That's our part-time MBA program. And this year they were ranked by the US News as number 5 in the US. Our Anderson Business School on the whole was ranked by The Economist in 2019 as number 6. But most importantly to us in GAP on this slide here, when we've gone out and spoken to companies who have participated in the program in the past, we've found that after participating and implementing recommendations made by their student team, those companies have in aggregate raised over $2 billion in capital. And so we like to think that that speaks to the value of the recommendations that the students have made after objectively applying the findings of their research. The program itself is going into its 26th year. During that time, we've had the privilege to work with just under 900 companies. It's over 4,000 students completing their master's thesis project and many, many hours of research in that time frame. Our students themselves, as I mentioned, these are fully employed MBA students. So that means that they have decided to continue in their careers while pursuing their MBAs. They're attending class on the nights and weekends. And because of that, they come into the program with a bit more experience than our traditional full-time MBA students. They have an average working experience of 6 years prior to the start of their program, and then additional 2 years before they start GAP. Their average age is 30, and 1 in 5 have another advanced degree before working to receive their MBAs. They have a very varied background in functional and industry expertise, and we use that to our advantage as they form teams so that they're well equipped to take on any project scope during the course of the GAP program. During the course of the program itself, the heart of it is really that market research that I mentioned earlier. And that's because as the students conduct their research and form their recommendations, it will all be based objectively in their findings. And so as soon as they're paired with a project in June, they begin secondary research so that they can come to their first meeting with their clients from an informed and contextual standpoint, ask relevant questions, get to know your organization better, and develop a strong project management agreement, move into their research plan in a very intentional way. They are required to conduct at least 125 primary research interviews over the course of the program. Those are going to be interviews with existing or potential customers, competitors, logistics companies, any stakeholders relevant to the scope of your project. Again, this part of the project equates to about 1,500 hours. Additional methods of research include surveys. We're partnered with vendors here that have targeted demographics available to the students so they can reach the right people in an effective way. We also have students that conduct focus groups, attend trade shows, conferences, really any type of travel or attendance necessary to reach the stakeholders relevant to your project. Other resources available to the students during the course of the program. Each team is paired with a faculty advisor based on the experience needed for their project. All of our faculty advisors have been with us for quite some time. They have an average of 10 years experience in the program and have had many have at least 2 teams per year. So a lot of experience helping teams through these projects from start to finish. Each team is also paired with another group of students that helps provide them with feedback at critical parts in their process, which helps improve their final output. The students are given the option to attend expert-led workshops by our faculty and industry experts for things such as survey analysis, financial modeling, strategic partnerships. We have teaching assistants for finance and surveys as well. They also have fellows that are past members of the GAP program that have exceeded in their work that come back and help the teams along. They work with our Rosenfeld librarians to get access to unique databases here at UCLA Anderson. And then we have consultations with them for communications to develop really strong final presentations. In terms of what we're looking for companies when they're pairing with the students, these are generic benchmarks. They're not hard and set rules, but these have been strong indicators for us in the past of a company's readiness to engage with the students at a level that brings them value. And so those are having a product or a service that's already fully launched and generating sales with revenues exceeding $1 million US, with positive cash flow or fully funded. Those first 3 are really just based in the need for a company to be ready to act on the students' recommendations in a timely manner after they're offered, because those recommendations do become antiquated very quickly after they're received, and we want you to be able to make the most of them. We do recommend that a company has 10 or more employees. Just because you're working with a team of 5 students, that can be overwhelming for smaller organizations, but it has been done successfully in the past. So it's really up to you and your team. And of course, a desire to enter. In terms of commitments to, there is a $20,000 US program fee. It's due upon acceptance into the program. 60% of that is allocated directly to the students' research and travel budget. So they'll use that to conduct those surveys, attend trade shows and conferences that I mentioned when I was talking about research a minute ago. We also ask that you share data relevant to the project with the students willingly. Information like customer email addresses so they can conduct surveys, financial statements, strategic plans, cost of goods, so that they can develop meaningful financial models that are going to be accurate and provide you with a strong NPV at the end of the project. And of course, all of this information is going to be covered by our memo of understanding, which includes confidentiality and non-disclosure terms. So you'll be protected every step of the way. Time is valuable. We recommend a project liaison for these projects that's dedicated, and we would plan on having an average of 2 hours a week allocated for that person. Most teams meet for 1 hour every other week with their client, and then the rest of that time is for intangibles, emails, preparing data, etc. Knocking on wood here that travel will be permitted in the upcoming year. We would also ask you to host students for a 2 to 3 day visit at company headquarters so they can do some research on the ground. And we would ask that you attend our company launch and final presentations in person. Company launch is our kickoff event where you would sit down with your team for the first time, have those very important early conversations, finish scope negotiations, and develop that project management agreement that I mentioned earlier to set the tone for the rest of the project. And final presentations is a big celebratory day where you receive the results of your projects. And it's a great time for both the companies and the teams. And what you're receiving at that final presentation date is your final business plan. And that takes the form of a research report. It includes all of the students' methodology, their hypotheses, findings, and analysis. It includes a robust set of appendices, financial model, including cost of implementation for all of the team's recommendations. And it will also be distilled down into a 20-minute presentation. That presentation will be given to anyone from your company that you would like to have present, as well as a panel of professional judges from our UCLA Anderson Alumni Network and industry expertise. And those judges will engage the students in Q&A, and then we'll open up the room for discussion so that you can get feedback from the judges directly as well. Play a short video here for you.
My name is Linas Launikonis. I'm a Chief Commercial Officer of company Nova Meta.
My name is Valdas Monkus. I'm coming from company Femtica.
And my name is Rovital Shabtai. I'm the VP Marketing of TAF Dental.
My name is Paulius Insona. I am from Lithuania. I'm representing NFU Technologies. I am CEO there.
My name is Giedrius Žunda. I am Chief Executive Officer. My company is Norway Biotech Pharma.
We are doing really fine, selling over to 20 different countries, but that's mostly across the Europe. So we really had a big challenge to find out a new market to accommodate our growth.
All these industries are right now in reaching the maturity level status, and because of this we consider that we should be not only in Europe but also in the United States market as well.
One of the things what was interesting for us in general is to understand American culture and like business atmosphere, not only like in terms of specific products or specific services, but how business people think, how they make decisions, what's important for them.
Our goal is to penetrate the US market, and the GAP program helped us to define the strategy on how we need to do it.
We move in a very systematic, careful fashion, gathering the data and on that basis coming up with recommendations.
It was really for them a very tough job to understand really what might be the place for our company in this very, very complex scientific market. And they managed it.
It was really organized, very systematic approach and logical way how to achieve, targets what we wanted business plan. So that was most impressive.
They definitely brought interesting information from the market regarding how should I price the product, how should I market it, what competitors think about it. Those things I thought I knew, but they showed me other aspects of how patients think, how doctors think.
In a way, I think that they touched a bit of a gold mine, which we were quite near, but we didn't see it ourselves so clearly. So they really opened our eyes.
For us, it was great to see the team effort. It's completely in our company veins. We are successful only because of the team effort.
I believe such programs helps a lot to establish network with investors, with business, with students, with people. So my message would be to any company which would want to participate, for sure go.
They believes in the product, they want the product to succeed, and they do everything in their capabilities to learn how the market works so we can bring the product into the US and be very successful here.
All right. We'll recap with just some next steps if you are interested in applying to the GAP program. We're accepting applications until April 1st, and the application is an online form. It's very straightforward and to the point. It should take no longer than an hour. After we receive all the applications, our team reviews them and submits acceptance notices by mid-May, at which point we would invoice accepted companies and get those confidentiality and non-disclosure terms in place with a memo of understanding. And then, of course, we have those company launch and final presentation bookend events in July and December, respectively. My contact information is available on the slide, as well as my colleague, Jeff Scheinrock's. We're happy to take questions at any point in time, so please don't hesitate to reach out. But thank you so much for your time, and it's been a real pleasure working with Lithuanian companies in the past, and I look forward to the opportunity to continue to do so in the future.
Thank you so much, Chelsea, for such an informative and great presentation about the programs and the opportunities the companies have. We have two guest speakers from the companies that have already participated in the Global Access Program and would like to share their experiences and insights. I'd like to pass the word to Rūta Merkytė, the founder of Manila. Welcome, Rūta.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Lithuania. Hello, US. So yes, in 2021, we had the chance to participate in the program, which was really an amazing opportunity and chance for us to understand our product better, if it fits to the US market, which is actually the most wanted market in the world, let's say, because it's huge. And the good point is that all the US speak English. Well, American English language. So for specific products, it's very important. You know, like different launches, you don't need localization for that because we already had the English language on our packaging. So really, we wanted to go to the English speaking market. And so going back in time, I've got to know about the program very late, like in the end of March. So we had only 2 weeks to decide if we want to participate, because it was really a big opportunity, but a big challenge on the same hand, yes. So, yeah, we talked with the team, with the executives, and said, it's time, we should do that, let's go for it. And so we dedicated one person who is, he's already a former employee of our company. So I didn't participate in all the project week by week, but I hopped on from time to time. And anyway, in the end of the program, I was the representative who came to the UCLA Anderson School and attended final presentation of student team. So in general, what I can say, I feel very safe now because I have like a proof that everything's going to be all right, because we've got like, yes, you should do it, and you should do it now. Because our market is natural skincare market is growing in the US, but it's also gets filled little by little. So we should do it, fast. And we've got really good guidance, and the team, the members of the team, the students were really amazing. We were still in contact. We became actually friends. And in general, the most important part was to check our consumer needs, and if the consumer is the same like in Europe, in Lithuania, where we sell most. So I was very happy to know that it's the same, let's say, age group. So the claims will fit, and we don't need a lot of preparation to enter the market. Just we need to change something and to do the compliance agreement and, you know, like some technical details. But in general, another thing which needs to be mentioned is that I was really overwhelmed with the plenty of states in the US. Yeah, like there's over 50 states, correct me if I'm wrong. So where to go, where to start, because everything, you know, is marketing, and marketing is money. So they made those interviews and expertise, and we finally got 4 primary markets where we should start. And it's really, really good to know. And, you know, like for the beginning, it's kind of safe feeling to start with only 4 markets, 4 states. So, and the most important part is that they made a financial plan for us, because I had no idea how much money we would need to enter and when we will become profitable. So yeah, now in my hands, I have a document, which is a huge strategy made particularly for my company. So, and it was only half a year, let's say, and the students did a great job. They were really friendly and dedicated, and really, really showed the best results they could. So I highly recommend this program to anyone who wants to have this challenge. And even though only 2 months has passed since the final presentation, I already did a lot of things, and we are launching soon in the US. So yeah, 10 out of 10. I would recommend it to everybody.
Thank you, Ruta. That's very exciting. Congratulations. I'd like to pass the word to Laurynas Miškinis, the Director of Commerce, Auga Group. Please.
Hello, everybody. US side, Lithuanian side, West Coast, I think some from East Coast as well. So I'm very happy of Ruta that the strategy is already on hands, and entering is just a matter of short time. We are in US for quite a while, but I would like to stress a bit from the very beginning. The question for me, the first one that I would like to have an answer, are we happy with the result? So I say no. And simply because we do not go with the project that we had with the UCLA program to the US market. Why? Because we've got the answer that the product is not ready and we should not go. So I am happy with the result that we participated in that UCLA program. Definitely yes. So that's a bit of a stress. And I saw Chelsea's reaction. I like that. So, but several things, not talking about how we did that, maybe a bit more tips and tricks, what to have in mind for the companies that are listening here and would like to participate, is to understand that USA, yes, is a huge market, but don't think about USA as a market. USA is the same market like Europe. We do not have Europe. We have countries, and in USA, you have states, you have counties, and vice versa. So you must understand the market, that it's so huge that you just can't imagine. Yeah, everybody wants to be there, but then you must decide where exactly. Meaning that I say that working in this program is like, you know, hiring a team of 5 R&D professionals and wishing them to start 100% involved from the next day after hiring. Meaning that they need to understand your product, your idea, your strategy, what your targets are. And saying that, I say that you must invest a lot of time to make a perfect pitch of your product and idea to attract the most important and the most valuable students from all that group. Because, you know, competition between companies also exists. And for those who pitch is great, they get the best and most, how to say, with the most initiative. And then you can expect the best result. So investment from the company side is the key point. Pitch, 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 a bit of pitch and pitch again. You must sell yourself and buy their attention. That's number one. Second part is that if you expect that they will do everything, no, they will do nothing because they work for you. Meaning that you must dedicate human resources, a great project manager that will lead and guide them with the help of UCLA professionals, professors, and other stuff, so that you could get to that strategy and result. This is a teamwork, and your involvement as a company is a key point. Don't buy it. Be as a part of that team. Otherwise, don't expect to have a great result, because they will do whatever they think they must do, but not what you want to. So involvement is a key point, meaning that dedication and resources is a key point. And most important part is to understand that involvement of the company is from the top tier to the managers that would be responsible for executing that strategy that will be prepared. It is half a year of commitment, and Chelsea, yes, she presented that, but from our experience, that is 100% true that you must be involved. If you forget, it will be too late, because they will go a bit of wrong direction. You will lose some time, lose momentum, and vice versa. So these are tips and tricks from our experience. What other thing I would like to emphasize, that these students, like it was presented, they are already with some experience. So also team could be of differently experienced students from different areas, so that you could have a broad view of what would you like to understand, to pitch, to interview, and vice versa. And most important part, that interviews are not only just made by internet or online service, but also face-to-face. That's the second stage. At that point, you can address these questions to the exact executives of the particular market segment you are targeting, and get the 100% opinion of the market that you are trying to enter in. So this part also should be a part of your strategy of working with that team, to emphasize what needs to be done and what expectations you have from that second survey or in-deep survey. So again, coming back, it's expensive because it's not about 20,000. It's about involvement and dedication. If you have a plan to enter with 100,000 annual sales to US, forget it. It's too expensive. If you do not have capacity to go with a 1 million yearly, forget it. It's too expensive. It will never buy out. But if you are committed to go to that market because it's big with high opportunities, and also you believe that your product is at the right time, yet just you need to have a plan prepared by the professionals on site, and you have capabilities to scale up very quickly, 1, 5, 10 million, 100 millions, whatever, go for that. So that's it from my side. Thank you.
Thank you, Laurynas, for the tips and your insights. Involvement and dedication are the key parts in your success in this program. So thank you, everyone, for your time and the presentations. And now we have some time dedicated for questions. So any questions? The first question I have is how student teams are created. Chelsea, please.
Yes, I can speak to that. Our students form their own teams based on previous working groups that they've had at UCLA Anderson, their own shared skill sets and their interests. So we ask them to form teams that have varied experience in terms of marketing and finance, so that they can address those various aspects of the strategic business plan. But otherwise, they form groups with people that they know that they work well with, so that over the course of those 6 months, they have strong team dynamics.
Thank you. Any other questions? I don't see any more questions. Would anyone like to ask a question? All right, no questions yet. Well, thank you everyone for your time, and just it's an amazing program. And if anyone is interested in applying, it's April 1st. It's approaching soon. Thank you everyone, and hope you have a great day. Stay safe. And if anyone has any more questions, we can continue. Anyone wants to add anything, you're welcome to do so. The question is company choosing the team?
The teams choose the companies that they're interested in. They rank their interest in the companies, and their staff sits down and goes through their resumes, their profile pack, and their pitch paragraphs for those companies to make sure that your company ends up with the best team for your project.
Thank you. The next question I have, when you plan the time meetings from 10 p.m. in Lithuanian time?
The students should be accommodating. Maybe our alumni can speak to their experiences, but the students should be accommodating to the differences in time zones.
Thank you.
So I can answer that. Usually it's agreement between company and students. Let's say I experienced that it was from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. That range somewhere. So students were very early their time, local time, and quite convenient our time.
Perfect, thank you. The next question is, if we have several teams interested in our company?
If there are several teams interested, we'll do a comparison of the projects. If we have an instance where there are pretty tied teams, and we think that there may be one that could be particularly interesting to your company, we may reach out and say, hey, we have these two teams. Do you have a preference between the two? But most of the time it works out to where there's a clear standout based on their past experience, or one member of the team has something that may benefit an organization more strongly than another team.
Thank you. Any other questions? So far, I don't see any more questions coming in. Maybe we'll take a few minutes. Chelsea, would you like to add anything, or?
Sure, I can always talk more. If you do choose to submit an application, we'll follow up with a confirmation of application, but also with a link to a box.com folder, which will give you the opportunity to share additional materials about your company that you can use to have the students review. So should you choose to upload any marketing materials, videos, executive bios, anything that you think may position your company, as Lorena was explaining, you're competing with other companies for student attention as well. And so anything that you can do to communicate your company culture to the students is a benefit. And so we recommend using that as an opportunity to inject some personality, because otherwise everything they read between applications is the same.
Thank you. I have a question, I believe, for Mantas. Do I need a green card in order to start a company in the United States? In which 5 states is it easier to start a small software development company, and why? Mantas, would you like to answer this question?
Well, so please choose the UCLA GAP program and probably you will get the answer. But yeah, please do not hesitate to contact me directly. I need to check your service, check your products, check the requirements in the state and demand, of course. So you can find me on LinkedIn or you can contact me by email, and please do as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so I don't have any more questions. Well, thank you everyone for your time this morning, evening in Europe. I hope everyone stays safe and have a great rest of the day. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you.